Okay, I believe we are live. It must be Monday at 1. So I've got you guys here with me live, and if you want to drop any questions or any thoughts about what I'm going to be sharing on, help yourself. It's interesting. I'm putting together an opportunity. I'm going to be on TV, and I guess I have some stuff to say, right? And I'm so used to doing all of this from the comfort of my own home. And if someone would have told me 3 years ago, and I'm thinking in light of what nobody ever told me when it was time to go staffless. Like I wish so much, you know what, scratch that. I don't wish that somebody had told me, because I had to figure it all out so that I could teach it to you guys, right? If I didn't really pound pavement and grind and give it everything I've got to never have to be in a situation again where I'm not comfortable in my office because of having to wear too many hats at once, I didn't want that anymore, because it was affecting the way that I showed up in the world. It was affecting the way that I was serving. It was affecting the peace I felt when I came home. It was affecting my friendships. It was affecting all of it. And it wasn't congruent with what I wanted for my practice. So I had to figure it out. I had to figure it out. And if somebody had said to me, oh, just do this, 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 and this, and you're good to go, I probably wouldn't be teaching this stuff right now. So here's what I wish that I had known. I have these really amazing coaches, and they're like, they could be my kids. They're in their 20s and early 30s, and they're very successful financially, personally, emotionally. They've done their work. Like, these people are just awesome. And they talk a lot about when they made it in business, how there was this intense, overwhelming anxiety that hit them because of all of the responsibility that they were now taking on, going next level. So if someone had told me that going next level for my practice, which for me looked like going staffless, if I had known how much anxiety it was going to create, I would have made room for that anxiety. I have a really good friend who just went away for a week and came home, and the next day, boom, went right back to work. And I said to this person, next time you go away, and because going away is a lot, give yourself a day-long cushion to just come back and resurface into your life and reintegrate. I wish that I had known when I was going staffless, when I was like, no more hiring for this practice, what I needed to do to take care of myself, because the demands are serious when you have not gotten your systems figured out. I just got off the phone with a client. We were actually in Zoom, and we were talking about creating an SOP, a standard operating procedure. And that's one of the things, hi, Karen. That's one of the things that creating an SOP is one of the main tools I recommend to all of our students. When you're learning the Staffless way and you're going through all of the lessons of Staffless Practice Academy, and there are a lot of them, there are thousands of hours of study. When you're learning what to do with the phone and the email and the money and the patients and all of the things, it's best that you take each piece, each script, each response, each boundary, each policy, and add it to an SOP, standard operating procedure. Or packet. It doesn't matter if your SOP is on Google Drive or on a Trello board, which we teach you how to do that. By the way, if you're one of our students, I'm going to be creating an SOP on Google Drive for you guys to copy and paste, so that if you're Google Drive people, you can do it that way too. It's like you're running a marathon, shape-shifting your practice or creating your practice for the first time. And what do you need to have in your fanny pack for when you're running? What does the person who's running alongside of you need to have ready to hand you? And then what's the system for handing it back to them while you're still running and thinking about the pebble in your shoe and you're dehydrated and am I getting a sunburn and are my shoes untied and all of these things. So I got you. Karen saying, I want some help, but am using Practice Fusion, not looking to switch to Jane. No problem. That's totally cool. Love being staffless, much less anxiety than having staff and concern. I agree. So I have now 9 people on my team, believe it or not. However, they are all showing up to work for the company, Staffless Practice, you guys, doing what they are truly gifted at doing. That's the only thing that they do. If I was to hire somebody in my office today, it would be only to do the things that they're really good at doing. And that's the mistake that we make. We hire the wrong people for the wrong positions. They might be really cool people, really talented people, but I'd never been trained on how to hire somebody, how to do a personality match, how to know whether or not they were drinking the Kool-Aid of the practice, all of these things. So when we go it alone and we're learning how to develop those skills, these are the things that I wish somebody had told me. Have some kind of an SOP that you're constantly adding to. I would say that the biggest thing with an SOP is you have to remember to go back to it if you change things. So if and when you do hire, or if you are changing things around the office, just keep in the back of your mind, revisit the SOP and change it frequently. It's a living document. So that's thing 1. Thing 2, everywhere you go, have a notebook with you. Have one when I have my greatest thoughts when I'm working out. So literally, I'm the person in the gym that has an empty notebook ready to go while I'm working out. I take one of the boxes in the CrossFit gym. I take an empty pad and a pen and I put it down. And anytime I have a thought and I'm like, oh my God, I got to write that down. I got to write that down. I literally will write it down. A lot of people will use their phone. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful if I'm in the middle of a workout and I just go and pick up my phone and start typing on it. I've been known to do it. I'm not going to lie, but it's much better for me to just write 1 or 2 words down on a pad of paper. And I always have it here, like right at my desk. And then in my office, I have a pad of paper ready to go everywhere. It's taking the time, you guys, to nurture yourself and take care of yourself to prepare for success. And what I need to prepare for success is probably going to be different than what you need. But these are the things I wish somebody had told me. So have pads of paper everywhere. Have a practice SOP. I think my favorite one is have at least one chunk of time. For me, it's one day. It's on Wednesdays. One day a week where nothing is scheduled. I don't even schedule self-care on that day. I don't schedule hanging out with my best pal on that day. I don't schedule workouts. I schedule nothing. And this is the day that I have all week long as I'm going 24/7, 100 miles an hour. I know that I have Wednesday where nothing's scheduled. So whatever your schedule will allow, give yourself a chunk of time. And then when I wake up on Wednesday morning, I do whatever I'm in the mood to do. If I feel like staying in bed and watching a movie, that's what I do. Usually I do the same thing that I did on Tuesday because I really love my life and I love working with my clients. However, if I don't feel like doing it, I don't have to. The pressure's not there. So have a chunk of time. So let's go back. Thing 1 is have an SOP. Thing 2 is notebooks everywhere you look, even in the car, everywhere you look. And you just have to write down 1 word to remember what the note is. You'll remember, I promise. You could even write it on your hand. And then thing 3 is have a chunk of time where nothing is scheduled. Don't even schedule a massage on that day. Don't schedule anything. If you can, you guys, and if you can't, then just make it a half a day. I think thing 4 is one of the things that I say all of the time. Have really solid systems that you can lean on, really solid systems, but hold on to them lightly. Bang them into the studs on the wall so that no matter what you do, you cannot pull it out of the wall, but hold on to them lightly. Know that things are going to change. They're going to shape shift. It's why they call it a practice. Okay. So systems that are solid, that work for you and the way that you want to practice, but that are also within the scope of practice that you're allowed to do in your state. I can't reiterate that enough. That's important. If you are signing your name on something, if you're saying, yep, this is what I'm taking my license and I'm putting my license name on this, make sure it's legit, HIPAA compliant, allowed in your state. All of these things are really important. So I would say that's thing 4. I think those are the big ones. And know when it's time to hire. There is going to come a time where you may need some help. And there's no shame in having a virtual assistant or having somebody come in and take care of your office when you're not there, or having a coach, or having a babysitter or a mother's helper or a massage therapist or whatever it is. Don't be ashamed to ask for help, but make sure that when you ask for help, you're asking the right person to do the right job. Is that fair? Okay. I think that's everything. Karen, feel free to reach out to me. So you've got some really good questions and I want to give them some attention. I'm loving you guys from here and I hope that you make today awesome. And I'm here if you have questions. Next Wednesday, the time this is being recorded, next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, we're doing an invite-only training on the Staffless Way. So if you want to see to it, just drop a note under this video or reach out to me. You know how to get in touch with me. Okay, have a great day.